All right, guys, this is it. This is going to be our little makeshift paint booth. Now, everything is sucked in at the moment, but as you can see, if you push everything out, you got, you know, I'm not going to say plenty of room, but you got enough room to paint the car. So it should be doable. We'll just have to make sure that we keep everything pulled back tight. There's a couple different ways we can do that, but overall, it's going to look pretty good. We got our little makeshift exhaust fan over here. We're going to put some filters up front. Now look, I do want to explain basically the setup of this booth, because a lot of people are going to say, well, that's not airtight and there's gaps and there's this and that. Yeah, but we're inside of a shop, and the main purpose of this is basically to keep overspray out of the shop. But yeah, that's it, guys. Just something simple. This is not going to be perfect, and that's fine. All right, it's update time. This will be our lighting situation, other than this one light back here. Obviously it's just dead right now, but that'll be fine. I should be able to see everything I need to see. Basically right here is what I can see. So I have plenty of room to paint. So tomorrow we'll start the taping process. I know you guys would have probably liked to see us actually set this booth up, but yeah. There again, guys, this is just two 12 by 12 tents butted together. All we did was just take plastic and just wrap around this thing. We're not looking for it to be airtight, but we just need to keep the dust down is all. And up here, all we're gonna do is just come in between this gap here and just run a little bit of tape right down it. Should be good. I would not recommend this type of setup with this thin plastic outside. If you catch it on a really still day, sure, you can pull it off. But if you could use this, but you need to use a really thick plastic or even a tarp. You can run some tarps around this thing and seal it up, but then your lighting is gonna go to crap. I will start the taping up process and all that stuff probably tomorrow night. Right now I'm beat, I'm tired. We got a mess in here. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, this particular setup right here would cost you about 180 bucks to do. The two tents together are about 150, and then enough plastic to do this. You can buy a big roll for like 30 bucks and you won't even use half of that roll, not even close to half of that roll. So go in and check this old girl out. We got one pretty wet coat of primer on the car, and I think it's gonna block out pretty good again. There's a few little issues, of course, that you always run into after you put your primer down. Small ding I missed up here somewhere, so I'll have to address that. But overall, that's it. It's in primer. The tents did really good. Now, primer doesn't create a lot of overspray, so really no overspray at all, to be honest with you. But it did really good. We'll see how it does when it comes to the clear coat. Whew. All right, well, I'll get back to you guys here shortly after I'm done with the primer and all of that stuff. Sorry I'm not videoing a lot. I don't have any help today. When it gets down to base coat and clear coat, I will video more. But for right now, we just got to get this done. It is time to spray this car. I want to say that I want to go ahead and apologize right off the bat about not filming a lot. Look, it is what it is. There's so much work involved in this, and I'm running out of daylight, running out of time off. So you guys have seen me do this before, but let me give you a quick once around of the setup here. There again, these are two 12 by 12 tents. This is what it looks like from inside the shop here. Have just some filters cut into the sides. Guys, look, this is not, we don't expect professional results with this. We basically just want to keep most of the overspray from getting in the shop. And here is our exhaust setup. This is where it comes out of. It's really There we go. The whole reason why we did this is to basically try to catch this plastic. Has like static cling, obviously, so as this stuff comes out, hopefully it'll kind of catch it and it won't get completely everywhere. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'm running out of daylight. I'm just going to go ahead and get after this. I've got my base coat mixed up. We're using Metalux. It's a 2-to-1. We'll be spraying with the DeVelvis GTI Pro Light today. Actually, this is the TE10 tip or air cap with the 1.3 fluid tip. That's it. We're using the Harbor Freight system, the old PPS 1 setup right here. Stuff works great. I like it. You like it, Papa T?
Yes, I do.
Stuff works good. Anyway, let me take you in real quick to show you the car, and let's get to it. Everything's primed down. It's been sanded with 600 grit. We've tacked off as much as we can. This stuff has a pretty good, like I said, static cling to it, so we should be all right.
Switch sides, like even when I die, I'm a ride for the squad. Let her ties in the hearse. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I'm never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, change haters on a tirade. Talking to the grip in the face, be still, let that hit stuff fade.
All right, guys. Take you down the side of the car real quick. Now you're going to see some slight little imperfections and stuff. That's just what base coat shows. That's the way that it is. It's going to show every little thing, like back here where I did some work, but that's just the first coat. I really can't complain with it. I'm going to take my time on this second coat. Hopefully we get everything covered, and then I'll pick back up with you all once we start to do clear at some point like that. Catch you then. Clear coat time. Base coat turned out pretty good, but it's clear coat time. This is a 2-to-1 with 5 to 10% reducer if you need it. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the booth when we start clear coating. Let me just finish up what I gotta do. We're gonna put one more wet coat. I'm gonna pound it on this one. See what happens. Cross your fingers, guys. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. We'll catch you guys when it's all said and done. All right, guys, let's walk in the booth real quick. Car's drying up. So we got the car done and everything looks pretty good. There's some trash in it. That's to be expected. I will have to wet sand and buff the car. This spot over here took a beating. I used the tack rag before I clear coated, which is okay to do, but you guys that paint, you already know what happened. Typically, if I'm going to tack a car, I use the old tack rag. Well, I used a brand new one because that's all I had. The car did great, except for right here, I noticed a spot where it kind of streaked it. Dumb me, instead of just shooting a little bit more base coat on it, was like, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think the clear coat will, no. The clear coat just locked it all in. So we got an issue here. We also have a run right here and here. So basically tomorrow what I'm gonna do is come out and probably respray from the door back and blend it up in here with the clear coat. I'm just gonna shoot a little bit of color on right here. I'm gonna sand these runs out, shoot a little bit of color, and reshoot this thing just clear. It shouldn't take very long to do. Hey, shit happens, guys. It is what it is. There again, I'm not a professional. This isn't a professional booth. You know, it happens. The lighting wasn't the best in here today, so, and it also started to get cold on me. But overall, though, the car's got a freaking awesome shine to it. Maybe you guys can see that. All this plastic is making the car not shine. It looks dull because of that. But I can tell you, from what I see, the car is wet everywhere. Hell, you can tell from the runs, right? But overall, I'm really happy with the outcome. It sucks that I got to come out here tomorrow and fix that, but it's not a big deal. I'm going to leave the car taped up. The way we have it taped, we shouldn't have too much buildup, and we shouldn't have to worry about a whole lot. The only area of concern is in the door jambs, and that's the one area that I can't untape. So I don't know yet. We may have an issue in the door jambs. Typically, we don't. You can always run a razor blade like right beside your tape if you're worried about it actually, you know, messing anything up. But we're just going to drape some plastic over this thing once it dries tomorrow. We're going to knock this out. This is what I want to say. You know, look, you're going to run into issues, okay? I don't care if you're a professional. I don't care if you're just a DIY guy at the house. You're going to run into problems. We had a few problems here. So we're going to fix them tomorrow. No big deal. Overall, I'm really excited about the car. I am a little bummed. I'm not going to lie, though. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Well, look, I'm going to wrap this up. And we still have the hood over here that we need to paint. The spoiler, like bumper, ground effects. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to be sprayed for this car. This color is very, very tricky to spray. I come in with a control coat. I hope that it's good. Hopefully this thing is not streaked up. If this car has streaks in it when I get it outside, it's getting painted a different color, because I can't paint it any better than what I did. I worked on my settings and adjustments. I just hope this thing isn't streaked up, and it's really hard to tell in here. And by the way, I do have like a sunlight, a color light. So I've went around the car. It looks pretty good. I don't really see much of anything, maybe a issue here or there, but it looks pretty good. We'll just have to wait and see. So this is the next day. This is Sunday, and we are going to flow coat the car. Not the whole car, but just the sides. I'm going to tape off the roof because there's plenty of clear up there. I'll just wet sand and buff that out. What I'm using here is a 600 grit, and I'm just sanding the car. I'm just coming through, sanding any of the orange peel and imperfections out, because if you guys remember, we have an issue where the tack rag smeared a little bit around on the base coat and left some little marks, some little birthmarks, if you will. So I'm just going to come in and get the orange peel out of this thing, and we're going to lightly shoot a little bit of base just to blend it. I'm going to thin the base out a little bit extra, blend it in real quick. Not much at all, so it won't be an actual traditional flow coat. Some of the car will be flow coated, but we just need to make this thing uniform is all. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll show you guys a little bit of how I'm doing it, and that's it. All right, so before we actually sand this all the way down, I want to take a moment and just show you, if I lightly scuff over this, all the orange peel and the trash will start to show itself. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'll zoom in. You can see the orange peel. It's not that bad, believe it or not. There's only a little bit of trash in this door, but that's what you're looking at. So look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, finish this thing up, and I'll show you guys probably what it looks like after I clear coat it. I'll catch you when it's done. All right, guys, this is it. Fingers crossed. Let's go ahead and push this thing out. I'm hoping that we don't have a bunch of streaks. That's my issue. Guys, cross your fingers. I don't want to have to paint this car again. I'm gonna roll this thing out and see what we got.
So we can do. Every step I take, I'm stepping up. I march like an army. I fall more than I like, but I get back up. I'm better for the bruises. My scars are all badges. Catch me up. Bravery, bandages, and bullshit. I'm I'm proud that I'm driven, no letting up. I'm headed to the top. Never doubt my heart, it lives for me, like nobody else does. I never learned to play my part, don't bore me. A leader never dies. Fear is just a big lie, it can't hurt me. Mind over matter.
Damn, you don't look bad. I told you. Damn, that actually looks pretty good.
Damn good.
Okay, look at that damn color. Oh boy. Guys, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was a little concerned, but man, look at that freaking color. Damn, that looks good. Yeah, look at God, that thing is, woo, that's wet. We call that wet.
Look at that.
Damn.
I told you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Papa T told me, he said it's probably all right. It looks good. I can't, honestly, I can't really complain at this point. It looks good.
It looks damn good.
Now it's gonna need a wet sand and buff. Overall, this thing laid out really good. I had to blend the car up here, so that's why there's a little dry spray. Guys, I love it. This shit looks good. It looks good.
It ain't so good. I better call the inspector.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. We're just gonna end it right here. I'm actually very excited. The sun is directly on the car and it looks good. I was so worried. Oh my God, I was worried. I'm gonna wrap this one up. And as always, thanks for watching.